Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom. Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom.
Freedom for me is just about happiness. It's the ability to do things that complete me. Whether I'm practicing piano or exploring new music, doing what I love just really makes me feel in control.
Freedom is doing a job that I love. Not because I have to do it, but because I love doing it. I love being a journalist, I love being a writer and a reporter, and having that freedom to choose that I set my goal on becoming a reporter, and I went out and I achieved it. That's ultimate freedom to me.
The first thing I think is lighthearted, right? Freedom. If I'm free to go to the mall and I have my own car, I can go anywhere I want. But when you really think about it, you try to bring it into, we're in America, and this is just freedom to go to the mall and do whatever I want, and freedom to, be safe at home with my husband, and gratefulness, I guess, is kind of like a dual word of I'm grateful to be free to make my own choices as a woman in America, and to have a car, to have the freedom of choice of what color car I want, I guess. Just gratefulness to be free.
What freedom means to me is taking full advantage of the power of choice. There's not just one answer for everything, and having the ability to try new things, experiment, and to go down different paths is an opportunity I believe everybody should have.
Freedom to me means knowing that we live in a country where, regardless of where you're from or what your background is, if you have the grit and work hard enough, anything is possible.
Freedom to me means privilege. And I know that might seem weird, but to me that taste of freedom is so sweet, because I grew up in a country where freedom wasn't accessible to everybody, and coming out of that in 1994 we had our first democratic election, and to see the aftermath of freedom is very scary, because even once you get freedom, there's so much that comes from the past that you carry on to the future. So to have freedom and to be free for as long as America has been, it's a privilege, and it's beautiful, and it's something that we should use and take really seriously, and stop and take a moment and appreciate our freedom.
Freedom is being able to choose my own path in life, business or relationships, and not being told it is wrong or impossible.
Independence.
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 Independence to me means deciding who you are now and who you want to be in the future. It's taking control of your destiny and answering the question, how bad do I want the life that I want? And it's relying only on yourself to get it.
Independence to me comes back to self-determination. It's all about my drive to control my life and my choices. I can't control other people, but I can control my choices and how I choose to react to things.
For me, being independent means that I can do and say whatever I want without being worried that I'll get unnecessary judgment from others. And I'd say it means I can be my true self and not be afraid to show my unique or quirky side.
Independence. Well, let me tell you a story. I was on the way to the airport the other day, and I got into an Uber, and a really great Uber driver was taking me to DFW. And he asked a little bit about what I was doing and heading to my daughter's wedding, and he began talking about his life. And he was from Ethiopia, and he said, you know what? What Americans don't know is that this is the greatest country in the world. And he told me a story about his son who's in kindergarten. And he said when he was in Ethiopia, he had to walk 2 hours each way to get to school. And he went to visit his son at kindergarten, and it was nap time. And he couldn't understand this concept of nap time. And so they said, yes, if they get a little tired, we give them some juice and crackers. And he started crying. And then the teachers at the school started crying. And he just turned to me, and still with a tear in his eye, actually telling the story again, and he said, this is just the greatest country in the world. To me, that says a lot about independence.
So independence to me is really just the ability to have an independent thought, and I think a lot of people take that for granted, in the sense that we can choose the things we want to believe in and nobody's there to take that from you.